At this point, the latest we have right now is that's a reckless driving suspect. You just saw him driving on the wrong side of the road. This guy's made so many left and right turns over the past several minutes, I can't even tell what street he's on at this point. We're trying to pick that up on scanner traffic right now. This began a short time back with LA County Sheriff's deputies from the East LA station telling us they were chasing somebody in that silver Mercedes-Benz car. They were saying it was a reckless driving suspect, and as you can see, they are driving with extreme disregard for anybody on the road right now. Speeds averaging here about 60, maybe 70 miles per hour. There he goes, wrong side of the street again. That's not only a danger to him, but for law enforcement behind him and for other folks who might be approaching him. This is dangerous for everybody. Right down the center, barely missing those cars on his left and on his right. Can't tell how many people are inside that Mercedes-Benz car. Could be just the driver. Just off to your right, you see CHP officers. They're assisting East LA Sheriff Station officers. And because the windows are kind of tinted, because of the late hour, it's a little difficult to see if there's anybody else inside that vehicle right there. In the middle of that intersection, he's going so fast, kind of hard to keep up with him on the camera. Once again, the only thing we know about that driver is that he's wanted for reckless driving. It's been going on now for nearly a half an hour. At one point, sheriff's deputies, they had him, then we thought they lost him, but they picked him up again somewhere near the 605 and the 105. He's been on the freeway. He's been on surface streets, back on surface streets at extreme speeds right now. We'll bring that shot just a little bit wider so you can see not only him, but you can see the sheriff's deputies and the California Highway Patrol officers just behind him as well. Just made that right or northbound turn going the wrong way, almost hitting somebody right there. And once again, because the windows are tinted, we're making some turns here, kind of hard to keep up with them. Those windows are tinted, so we can't see if there's anybody else inside. Law enforcement helicopters here in the area as well. So we invite you to stay with us. We'll keep you updated. Looks like it's into a residential neighborhood now. This is extremely dangerous for everybody involved. I'm sorry we can't get the name of that street right now, but he's made so many twists and turns, difficult to tell exactly what street he is on. But if you're in the area near Norwalk, Santa Fe Springs, near Downey, La Mirada as well, what you want to do is stay indoors, stay out of harm's way. This is extremely dangerous. These scenes can end in very painful crashes. They can often end in fatalities as well. So the last place you want to be is anywhere near that car. Makes that right turn onto a residential area. CHP officers right on top of that guy, and they might try that pit maneuver. As you can see, he'll make another right turn here into that residential neighborhood, almost crashing. CHP right behind him, getting ready to implement that pit maneuver if he can, and that might be it right there. Now he's come to a dead end. He's in a cul-de-sac. He might not have realized where he was at. You can see CHP officers, they are out of the car right now. They've got their guns drawn. They're talking to that guy. They're telling him to get out of the car. There are also other CHP officers just behind this one. He's not here alone. These officers are heavily fortified. There's nowhere for that suspect to go. There's nowhere to run or hide. There's a driveway there. There's a curb he can try and get over. The best thing he can do right now is to comply with the commands of CHP officers. And you can't hear this and we can't hear this, but we've seen enough of these things. All he's trying to do right now is tell that driver, put your hands out of the car. That's what it looks like he's doing right now. Throw the keys out, make sure the ignition is off. They'll also ask him to open the car door with his hands outside. Open the car door, exit the vehicle, stand outside with his back to police officers. You can see at least 3 cruisers right there in that neighborhood. Now, we don't know exactly what street that cul-de-sac is on right now, but if you live in the area, you can hear all that police activity outside. You've got to stay indoors, stay out of harm's way, and give CHP officers a wide berth to accomplish their mission, which is to take that driver into custody. They've got him lit up very well. They've got him surrounded. There's nowhere for that suspect to go. If he gets out and makes a run for it, they'll tackle him in no time at all. They're also concerned there could be other people in that car. There could be people who are with that suspect willingly or unwillingly, and so they got to treat this thing very gingerly, very carefully, very cautiously, and it looks like he's getting out of the car right now.
Okay, this is Bill Thomas up in Sky 9. This is the end of a pursuit. Just moments ago, this reckless driving suspect took that silver Mercedes into a cul-de-sac. This is going to be in a Downey neighborhood. CHP, 3 cars in pursuit of this suspect. We also have 2 helicopters, law enforcement helicopters overhead. You can see on the right-hand part of your screen the aggressive driving of this suspect as he went the wrong way on several streets, going right between 2 cars as they were stopped for stop signs, taking wide turns there onto oncoming traffic. See that? And CHP in pursuit. We would imagine at some point in time he went onto the highway and CHP got involved. This went through cities like Santa Fe Springs, Norwalk, and Downey as well. CHP now have this guy boxed in a cul-de-sac, into pursuit in Downey. It doesn't appear that there's anybody else in that vehicle. They're going to clear that vehicle once they get that suspect in custody as we continue to follow this as breaking news here on KCAL 9. Okay, let's go back upstairs to Bill Thomas. Have you heard anything else new on this pursuit and chase, Bill?
No, just Just pleased to tell you it came to an end. The suspect might not have known where he was going, ended up in a cul-de-sac. There was nowhere to go. He knew it was over, so he stopped. He complied with the commands of CHP officers, very calmly opening up that car door, walking outside, and quickly taken into custody. Looks like officers still have their guns drawn on the car. We're going to stay with that suspect. We didn't see anybody else come out of that car. I'll give you a two-shot here. That way you can see the suspect and the vehicle. Looks like they're pulling things out of the vehicle, but I don't see any. There's one other person they pulled out of the vehicle, but it's unclear if that's somebody who was with the suspect willingly or unwillingly. But as a precaution, that other person, looks like a female, is going to be put in handcuffs so they can sort everything out. So the guy you see at the bottom of your screen, he's being frisked right now by that CHP officer. He is in handcuffs. He's going for a ride. And with regard to the other person, unclear what her involvement is in all this, but looks like she was in the back seat. So they'll interview her and find out what she knows as well. But fortunately, this came to an end. Some incredible reckless driving. It's amazing nobody was hurt. The chase has come to an end with at least one suspect in custody. Back to you.
And Bill, fortunately, looked like CHP was just about to perform that pit maneuver when the situation took care of itself when this driver unknowingly drove.
Chopper, go. Okay, thank you. Departing this area, going to John Wayne. Here we go.